New York City, midday. For once, Spider-Man was enjoying a rare moment of peace, or as much peace as one can get swinging above honking, impatient traffic. He paused atop the Chrysler Building, taking in the city below, wondering how long the calm would last. He had his answer when the sky suddenly glowed in unnatural, sickly green. It wasn't Mysterio, or Electro, or any of the regulars. Above the skyline, a rip opened, shimmering. Through it stepped a figure that was not from this world, 7 feet tall, skin the color of a thunderstorm, teeth jagged like broken glass, and eyes glowing with pure, unfiltered rage. Arkillo, once general to the Sinestro Corps, and not exactly known for subtlety. To be precise, Arkillo wasn't here for Spider-Man. He was here to send a message, and the city any city would do. But if you try to conquer New York, you run into its usual defenders. That's the deal. Spider-Man's spider sense howled at full volume the moment Arkillo's boot crumpled a city bus. Traffic halted. Civilians ran. One taxi, cornered by debris, just kept honking, as if that might solve things. Hi, Spider-Man called, swinging onto the scene. Big fan of whatever gym you use, but maybe we can take the bus smashing down a notch? Arkillo didn't reply. He didn't need to. The yellow power ring on his finger, an artifact of fear. Forged in the warped crucible of cord, glowed brighter, its wicked energy snaking into the earth. Spider-Man leapt just in time. The ground cracked wide where he'd been standing, and reformed in the shape of a monstrous clawed fist.
So, alien, angry with reality-warping jewelry. Not a typical Tuesday, but nothing a web-slinger couldn't handle. Spider-Man's mind raced. It fought tough guys before, but energy constructs.
Not so much. Judging by the police scrambling for safety and the distant rumble of the subway stopping, Arkillo was not going away quietly. The first round was rough. Spider-Man dodged a whip, crackling with yellow light, but not before it tore through a parked car like tissue paper. He fired a quick web, aiming for Arkillo's eyes, hoping to distract. It slowed the alien brute exactly 2 seconds, then the sticky net evaporated in a flare of energy. Arkillo finally spoke. His voice was rough like a gravel avalanche. This world is founded on fear. Show me yours. He swung the whip. Spider-Man, nimble as ever, leapt high, flipping over the attack and latching onto a lamppost. I fear taxes and gluten. Can you conjure up an IRS agent? It wasn't bravado. Joking took the edge off, the edge of dying, the edge of seeing block after block torn to shreds by a guy who enjoys intimidation as a philosophy. But the battle was tilting badly. Arkillo's constructs grew weirder snakes, made of pure terror, giant hands, and at one point a brief vision of Aunt May staring, disappointed. For a split second, Spider-Man was caught flat-footed. That's when the ring lashed around him, a squeeze of terror so pure he struggled to breathe, his mind filling with the memory of all he'd lost. Uncle Ben, Gwen Stacy. Every failure, every moment he hesitated, every life he failed to save. Arkillo's power was more than physical.
Ow.
It amplified fear, made regret the size of a tidal wave. But Peter Parker had lived with regret his entire adult life. It was his fuel. The thought came. With great power comes great responsibility. Not just in victories, but in getting up over and over, no matter how scared you are. He pressed a palm to the ring's construct, firing a web cartridge he'd loaded with a homebrew of Oscorp's electromagnetic goop. Arkillo barely flinched at first, but the goop seeped between the construct's seams, fizzing, sparking. Arkillo wrenched back, the energy flickering for half a beat. Spider-Man wrenched himself free, jamming his suit's static generator originally meant for Vulture into the alien's side. It was hardly subtle. Arkillo bellowed, energy convulsing wildly. Now, it was Spider-Man's turn. He kept moving, slinging webs, not at Arkillo, but at the ring. Every cartridge, every chemical trick he'd packed, was thrown at the artifact. Static, acid, EMP bursts. Desperation over ingenuity. Arkillo howled, lunging with fists like mallets, shattering a city clock. But the webbing choked the light of the ring until finally it sputtered. Just for a second, the fear constructs vanished, and Arkillo was just an angry bruiser. That second was all it took. Spider-Man redirected a burst of webbing into Arkillo's eyes, blinding him. Using his agility, he led the rampaging brute into a tangle of lampposts where Arkillo swung wildly, Spider-Man timed it, luring the alien to punch down with all his might. The blow hit a steel sewage main. A geyser of high-pressure water hit Arkillo full in the face, slamming him backward. By now, Arkillo's ring was still sputtering, and police sirens grew in number. From the ruptured sky above, a glowing green portal began to open. Green lanterns, summoned by the ring's chaos, arriving to take their rogue back home. Spider-Man, bruised and breathless, landed beside Arkillo as armored figures descended. "You know," he gasped, "this city is all booked up for supervillains. Try Jersey next time." Arkillo was dragged away by the lanterns, his ring dark and useless. The city groaned. Another bizarre Tuesday. Another near disaster averted. And up on a rooftop, Spider-Man took a moment, peeling back his mask just enough to breathe, grateful once again for a city worth saving, no matter who tried to frighten it.